The customer who never left. I worked the night shift at a gas station just outside a small town in Missouri. The place sat alone on a stretch of highway surrounded by empty fields and thick woods. During the day, trucks and travelers stopped constantly. But after midnight, traffic almost disappeared. I had been working there for 6 months and thought I had seen everything. I was wrong. It happened on a rainy Thursday night. Around 2:15 a.m., an old blue sedan pulled into pump number 3. The vehicle looked ancient, like it had been sitting in a garage for decades. The headlights were weak, and the paint was faded, almost gray. A man stepped out. He looked to be in his 50s. Pale skin, thin hair, dark jacket. He didn't pump gas. Instead, he walked directly into the store. The automatic doors opened. A cold gust of air swept inside. Evening. I said, The man didn't answer. He walked slowly down aisle 4 and disappeared from view. I waited. 5 minutes. Passed. 10 minutes. No customer ever spent that much time in our tiny store. I checked the security monitor. Aisle 4 was empty. I frowned. Maybe he had moved. Somewhere the camera couldn't see. I grabbed a flashlight and walked around the shelves. Sir? No answer. I checked every aisle. Nobody. The bathroom was empty too. The man had vanished. My stomach tightened. There was only one entrance and one exit. The front door was directly in front of the registered. He couldn't have left without passing me. Confused, I returned to the counter. Then I noticed something strange. The sedan was still outside. Its headlights remained on. I stared through the window. The driver's seat appeared occupied. I couldn't see clearly through the rain. Maybe the man had gone back outside without me noticing. Relieved, I returned to my paperwork. At 3 a.m., a state trooper entered the station. While paying for coffee, he glanced toward pump 3. His expression changed instantly. How long has that car been there? I told him about the strange customer. The officer immediately walked outside. I watched from the window. Seconds later, he called for backup. My heart nearly stopped. Several police vehicles arrived. This trooper entered the store. His face looked pale. Where exactly did you see the driver? I pointed toward aisle 4. The officer swallowed. That vehicle belongs to a missing person. I felt a chill run through my body. What? The officer nodded. The owner disappeared 9 years ago. I laughed nervously. That's impossible. He was just here. The officer didn't smile. He pulled out a photograph. The image showed the exact man I had seen. Same face, same jacket, same expression. The photograph was dated 9 years earlier. The abandoned sedan was towed away before sunrise. Police later discovered fingerprints inside. None belonged to the missing owner. Nobody could explain how the vehicle appeared. Even stranger, when detectives reviewed the security footage, they found the sedan arriving. The doors opening, but there was no man. No customer. Nobody entering the store. Only the doors opening by themselves. I quit 3 weeks later. To this day, I refuse to stop at isolated gas stations after dark. Because sometimes I wonder if that customer never actually left. Maybe he's still wandering aisle 4 dot, waiting for someone else to notice him. Asterisk, asterisk, the voice from Pump 7 in 2026. I worked overnight security at a 24-hour gas station near the Nevada desert. The station was isolated. Miles of empty roads stretched in every direction. Most nights were quiet. One night changed everything. At exactly 1:47 a.m., the emergency phone rang. The phone connected directly to fuel pumps. Customers used it when card readers malfunctioned. I answered. "Gas station, how can I help you?" Silence. Then breathing. Slow, heavy. I assumed someone was joking. "Hello?" A man's voice whispered. "Don't let her inside." The line disconnected. I checked the cameras. Pump 7 was active. A woman stood beside a white SUV, long black hair, gray hoodie. Nothing unusual. I watched her finish pumping gas. Then she looked directly toward the camera. A strange feeling settled in my chest. She wasn't blinking, not once. After several moments, she entered her vehicle and drove away. I shrugged it off. 10 minutes later, the emergency phone rang again. Same line, same breathing. Then she saw me. Click. I immediately reviewed camera footage from Pump 7. What I saw still terrifies me. The woman had not been alone. Behind the SUV stood a second figure, tall, motionless, completely hidden in shadow. I hadn't noticed it before. The figure never moved, never approached, never left. It simply stood there, watching. I zoomed in. The image became distorted. Static filled the screen. Then every camera briefly went black. When the picture returned, the figure was gone. At 2:30 a.m., a highway patrol officer stopped for fuel. I told him what happened. His expression grew serious. He asked to see the footage. After watching it, he became quiet, very quiet. Finally, he said, 3 years ago, a woman disappeared near this station. He pointed at the screen. That looks exactly like her. I laughed nervously. The officer didn't. The missing woman's SUV had never been found. Neither had her body. The next morning, I requested access to older security archives. I searched footage from previous years. What I discovered made me physically sick. The same woman appeared multiple times. Different dates, different months, different years. Always at Pump 7. Always driving the same white SUV. Always arriving alone. And always leaving alone. No records existed showing who she was. No purchases. No transactions. Nothing. Just appearances. The station manager eventually deleted the files. He claimed they were corrupted. Maybe he was right. Maybe not. But even now, whenever I hear a phone ring late at night, I remember the whisper. Don't let her inside. Asterisk, 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 the basement beneath the station. For nearly a year, one managed a gas station in rural Arkansas. The building was old, very old. It had been operating since the 1960s. One thing always bothered me. A locked steel door behind the storage room. Nobody used it. Nobody mentioned it. Whenever I asked about it, employees changed the subject. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me. One evening, I found an old key hidden in a filing cabinet. The tag attached simply read, "Basement." I waited until closing time. Then I unlocked the door. The smell hit me immediately. Dust. Mold. Something worse. A narrow staircase descended into darkness. I switched on my flashlight. The basement was larger than expected. Concrete walls surrounded dozens of old shelves. Rusty equipment sat untouched. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Then I noticed photographs, hundreds of them, pinned to the walls. Customers, families, truck drivers, random people. Thousands of faces stared back at me. Most photos appeared decades old. Some were recent, very recent. I found one taken only weeks earlier, a customer buying coffee. I remembered him. My pulse quickened. Why would anyone keep these? Then I noticed writing beneath the photos, dates, names, vehicle descriptions, travel routes. Someone had been documenting visitors for decades. Suddenly, I heard footsteps above me. Slow footsteps. I froze. The station should have been empty. The footsteps crossed the store, then stopped directly over my head. Silence. I climbed the stairs. Nobody was there. The front doors remained locked. The parking lot was empty. I returned downstairs. Something had changed. One photograph now rested on the floor. Face down, I picked it up. The image showed me, standing behind the register, taken earlier that day. My blood turned cold. I had never seen the photo before. On the back, written in black ink, were 4 words. "Now you are here." I ran upstairs, locked the basement, called the owner. When he arrived, I showed him everything. His face turned white. The next day, construction crews filled the basement entrance with concrete. Permanently. No explanations. No discussions. No questions. I quit immediately. Months later, I learned something disturbing. The station's original owner had disappeared in 1987. Employees claimed he spent years photographing travelers. Nobody knew why. Nobody knew where he went. And nobody could explain how my photograph appeared in a locked basement where no one had entered for decades. I still drive through Arkansas occasionally. The gas station remains open. Customers stop there every day. Most have no idea what's buried beneath the floor. And sometimes I wonder if new photographs are still being added somehow, even though the basement no longer exists. Or at least that's what everyone says.